Welcome into Steelers Latest, your daily spot for all news and information related to your Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content to stay up to date with everything Steelers. Well, let's get this show moving. As my first topic I'm going to talk about is our five biggest opponents for next season. Who are the five? What are the five opponents we can circle on next year's schedule that released last week? I already talked about a whole rundown of the schedule. Check out last week's videos for that. But who are the five major opponents in this season? I think the first one will be week 4 against the Vikings. I see us going into this game 3-0. So winning this game to move to 4-0 before our bye week would be huge. I've seen people questioning if we could win a game against the Vikings. I say we are going to win this game because of them having basically a rookie QB, and JJ McCarthy still probably won't have his feet under him by week 4 of the season. Still probably won't be hitting his stride just yet. I think that's a good chance for us to get an opportune win over a good team. This is our first really solid team we play in the 2025 regular season. The first 3 weeks are the Jets, the Seahawks, and the Patriots. Of course, there's question marks with all of those teams. With the Vikings, the only real question mark is JJ McCarthy. The rest of that roster is really well put together. So I think this is going to be a big game. I think we'll be going 3-0, like I said, entering this game. But we could be 2-1. We could be 1-2. So that would make this game just that much bigger because it's the first solid opponent, an NFC opponent. We can make a statement win there and show for the next 3/4 of our schedule that we ain't messing around after the bye week. The next team, really, the Bengals, we play them in week 7 away on Sunday Night Football. That will be a huge game. This is where I think we kind of start our losing ways, I said. So if we could avoid that on Thursday Night Football, that would be huge, honestly. You could see us getting blown out in a game like this just because the Bengals offense is so potent and our offense. There's a lot of question marks around us. Also in week 11, that will be huge. We'll be at home. I do think we'll win that game just because we've been splitting the series, it feels like, with Cincinnati for years now. We at least get one, it feels like. So I think the home game's a pretty safe bet. But this will be huge. I think we'll be competing with them for second place in the conference or in the division. So, and for a wild card spot. So, beating the Bengals twice would be massive. Just winning one would be all right. Not best case scenario, but definitely not the worst case scenario. The next one I got Packers week 8. This is another solid NFC team. The NFC North is loaded. If we can beat the Packers, I think they might win their division in the NFC North next year. So that could make a statement that we can handle the Bears and the Lions also. If we can handle the Packers, I really hope that's what that would mean if we get the win there. That's another Sunday night football game. I think they're expecting us to have Aaron Rodgers, so they put it on Sunday night. The next one, Chargers week 10. This will be actually a massive game. I think both of these teams will be competing for one of the last wild card spots, either 6 or 7 in the wild card. I think one of these teams will be. Maybe even both of them will be able to sneak in. But I think this will be a definite tiebreaker scenario that we'll have to look at later into the season. And this game could cause us to miss the playoffs, or it could cause us to make the playoffs over the Chargers instead. And then the final 2 games that I got, the biggest opponent, the final opponent, biggest opponent every year, it's the Ravens. Ravens week 14 in M&T Bank, and then week 18 at home. I don't have to do any explaining why these are big games. It's Ravens Steelers football. We know what that means. We got to win it if we want a chance to win the division this year. But let's move on to our rundowns. I've been given a rundown in previous episodes about every position group, and today we are talking about the power of the team, running back and middle linebacker rooms. But let's start on the offensive side of the ball. The running back room, I think we could be lethal with this duo. We got to see it on the field first, but I feel like this could be a really solid duo. You got the go-headed backfield of Jalen Warren and Caleb Johnson. Now, Warren last year on RB2 reps, got 120 carries for 511 yards and 1 touchdown. But that's not the only thing he brings to his game. He had 38 receptions last year for 310 yards. That's going to be the massive part of in his game this year. He's going to be our explosive back out of the backfield in the pass game and hopefully on stretch and toss plays. He can get loose sometimes. While Caleb Johnson's going to be the linear running back on this team, who's going to get upfield as fast as possible, lower his shoulder, and hopefully run over whoever's in front of him because that should be his role. He shouldn't be doing the Najee, let's dance around, let's try to hit a juke or a spin move or jump over someone. Let's just run straight through him. And that's what I think Caleb Johnson will provide for the team next year. You also got Kenneth Gainwell. Hopefully you don't see too much of him. If Warren goes down, he would definitely be able to fill in as the receiving back out of the backfield really well. And then Trey Sermon also recently signed to the team, recently picked him up after rookie minicamp. He's a just in case of injury kind of guy, break glass if needed kind of guy, but he also provides a decent power back as a backup. There's a lot of potential though in this room. Like I said, Jalen Warren and Caleb Johnson have the potential to be one of the better go-headed monsters in the backfield this year, I do believe. But that also all depends upon the offensive line and how they play. Let's move to the defensive side of the ball, though, with the middle linebackers. My favorite position group, honestly, just in general, not like my favorite on the team right now, outside linebacker, of course, but middle linebacker, part of the defense right here. And we got two solid studs in there with Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson. Once again, a duo that has the potential to be one of the best middle linebacking duos in the league this year right now. Queen has always been a 100 tackle guy in his career. I think he has one season below 100 tackles, and it was 98 total tackles. So can we really count that against him? Now, I'd like to see him create a little more turnover presence in that. I'd like to see him in the pass game improve a little bit more in his coverage. But also, what I really like to see is the Steelers scheme up blitzing him more. He's a great blitzer at that middle linebacker position. I'd love to see the Steelers let him run free every now and then right up the middle on pass plays. He was able to do that really well for the Ravens. I think we could use that skill set to our ability. We've proven in the past we've been able to use people with that ability really well, like Mike Hilton coming off the edge. Let's use Queen in the middle on blitzes more, please, please. But Peyton Wilson, this dude, I think is going to be a stud. I think he's going to be a Pro Bowler, possible All Pro in this league for years to come. Uh, he proved last year with flashes in both the run and pass game. Just remember that interception against the Ravens in for sure last year against the Ravens. That was a huge moment in that game. I think he's going to be just continue to develop, especially next to someone like Patrick Queen. He doesn't have the full brunt of the pressure on his shoulders to be the middle linebacker number one, the dude really calling the defense, the guy making the audibles out there. I think that really helps Peyton Wilson's development, and he'll continue to blossom into a great middle linebacker for us. Also, coming off the bench are backups. We got Cole Holcomb, Mark Robb, and Malik Harrison, another former Raven, coming to the Bird. But all three of these guys add quality depth to the position. I think all three of them, if when they rotate in, they're not going to be a liability on the field. They all can do something a little bit different from each other. So I really like the depth at that position. I think the middle linebacker room, they're not going to be the room we're questioning in the middle of this season. They're not going to be the reason we're losing any games. But let's move on to some Monday morning comments. Uh, Remember, every week, drop comments on every video of the week if you want me to talk to you guys, talk to you directly at the beginning of next week. On Mondays, we always react to some of the top comments from the previous weeks too. So remember to leave comments on every video, just in case you want me to respond to it. But let's start off with Dream of Diamonds. What did he say? Give Washington the rock. I can't agree with you more. He posted this on literally the last video uploaded. So 2 days ago. Go click on it. Go check it out. I was talking about the tight end room and how Washington needs to be used more in the red zone. on just short yardage plays too. I think he is the biggest body probably out there in most games. He's going to be the biggest body on the field when he's on the field. He's the best blocker at tight end right now we have. But let's use him more in the pass game. Just toss it up to him. We've seen him have one-handed snags before in like his 30 receptions in the league. Just give him a chance. I think he'd be a great red zone threat, kind of like Antonio Gates was in the beginning of his career. He's looks like a basketball player, but is playing tight end out there. Just toss it up. He's gonna win the tip ball every time. Uh, let's move on to the next comment from Anthony Ferrari, though. He said, "I'm a Steelers fan, but we aren't beating the Vikings." He commented this on the schedule release video. I can see us losing to the Vikings. Like I said, the Vikings have a really well constructed roster. They got threats at the receiving position with Jefferson and Addison. But the question marks at QB, just like us. I don't think JJ McCarthy's going to have his feet under him enough yet by week 4 to beat our defense, really. I think our defense does well. Mike Tomlin does really well scheming up against rookies, a way to confuse them, a way to force turnovers. I think we're going to be able to force turnovers against JJ McCarthy and be able to sneak away out of Dublin with a win. Probably a close game, like a 27-24 game, but the Steelers are winning close games. We only get blown out, baby. Last comment I'm going to respond to from Jeffrey Black. He said, "We get one more wide receiver that's durable, and we will be tough." That's what I'm thinking too, brother. That's why I've been pitching the idea of bringing in someone like Amari Cooper, someone like Keenan Allen, two veteran wide receivers that have proven they're not the most athletic freaks out there anymore. They're older, but they still run sharp routes. They still consistently get open. They make contested catches. They battle through injuries. They always leave it all out there on the field. I'd love to see someone like Keenan Allen or Amari Cooper come join the team. So I'm in complete agreement with Jeffrey Black. Go get a durable, reliable wide receiver, and this team, well, this offense should be looking pretty solid for next year. But that is it from Steelers Latest. I've been your host, Cole Dennis, and I will see you tomorrow.